Hello my friends. In today's tier list video we rank fruits. If you enjoy this content, please consider giving me a like, a subscribe. It really helps me out. I appreciate you all, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. I have tons of new content coming over the next little bit. I'm hoping to pump out these tier list videos as quickly as I can. So I hope you enjoy this one. Please let me know down in the comments what your favorite fruit is. Alright everybody, peace out. Catch you on the lives. We're gonna do this fruit tier list, okay? Alright boys, so we're gonna go step right into it. So we're gonna start out with green apples, okay? Guava is good, it's better. Yeah. Okay, green apples. Okay? I love apples. Apples are amazing, right? Red apples are always gonna be better than green apples. That's just science, right? Green apples are specifically meant for baking, right? Great in pies, great in like apple tarts, great in things like that, but not great as just eating. We can all agree there, right? Still good, but just not as good. Not as good as like a Granny Smith will never be as good. Will never be as good as an ambrosia. So green apples are gonna be like a B. All right, red apples. Ambrosia, Gala. Pink ladies. They're some of the best fruit you can have in my humble opinion. Ambrosia apples or like Gala apples are incredible, right? You get a crisp, delicious apple. They're amazing. There's nothing they're just refreshing. They're delicious, right? I'm not gonna put. Sarah's gonna be mad at me for this. Sarah's gonna be mad at me for this, but it's gonna go in the A tier. Okay, apples are good. They don't have that kick that is required to be an S. Okay, apricots. Let's go to apricots. Apricots are the worst of the stone fruits, in my opinion. Okay, they're good. They're just hard to get when really good. Great dried apricots are fucking bomb, right? Most of these a lot of these fruits are better dried. Like apricots are better dried. I don't necessarily. I understand that avocados are a fruit, right? I understand that. I do get that. I don't necessarily agree that they should be in the fruit category. Okay, I think that as an overall representation, they're not a good fruit. They're not sweet. They don't have the characteristics of a fruit. Okay, avocados as a fruit, not very good. Not very good. Avocados as anything else, I would put it in an S tier. Okay? Avocados are delicious. They make guacamole. Avocados are in guacamole. As a fruit, they're a C tier. Still good. Still good, and I'm gonna consider that in my ranking of it because it's good everywhere else. As a fruit, it's a C tier. Bananas. Bananas, when they're good, when they're ripe, when they're delicious, are fantastic, right? When they're not ripe, obviously they're bad, right? There's tons of different kinds of bananas, though. I'm gonna put banana. You can put them into bread. You can make them into all different things, right? As strictly as a fruit, they're a high B. They're a solid fruit. They're more of a breakfast fruit. They're not something you could eat for they could eat them for lunch. They're good. They're portable, but I just don't like them as much as some of the other things on here. Okay, blackberries. Okay, I like blackberries. Right? They're good. They're delicious fruit. Okay. The only thing I don't like about blackberries, and this is just me personally, is the same thing for raspberries. Okay. What I don't like about blackberries is those little tiny fucking seeds that get stuck in your teeth. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You bite into a blackberry. You're like, okay, this is delicious, and then you realize, fuck, I got a seed stuck in my tooth, and it just ruins the experience. In my opinion, it ruins the experience. Okay, blackberries are a high C, high C. Currants, I like currants. They're like sour. Black currants D, not very good, too sour. Don't like them all that much. Black currant jelly, great. If you add sugar to them, then I would move them up. But just on their own, they're a D. They're not very good, right? I would even consider putting them into the F, but they're not very good. There's one fruit that I definitely know is going into the F, and it's coming up soon. Blueberries. I love blueberries. Okay, blueberries are delicious. Okay, especially when you get them fresh. When you get them fresh and like from a local grower type deal, they're always better like that, in my opinion. Always better like that, right? Blueberries don't. They don't have the same issue as blackberries and raspberries. They don't have the little seeds that get stuck in your teeth. It's not as noticeable anyways, right? Sometimes you get a really bad blackberry, and they're just not very good, though. So I'm going to put blackberries as an A. Below apples, but still very good, okay? Blackberries are very good. Or blueberries, sorry. Blueberries, sorry. Blueberries are very good, just not quite into the S yet. Okay, cantaloupe. Honeydew and cantaloupe, basically the same thing. You never find these things just by themselves. I'd say these are mutually exclusive to each other. I'd say honeydew has a better flavor than cantaloupe. Nobody goes to the store and buy cantaloupe, okay? Nobody. It's a C. Okay? Most of the time when you get cantaloupe, it's flavorless. It doesn't taste very good, right? It's underripe. Weird to me. I'd say honeydew is a bit, or I'm gonna put honeydew in here too, and I'm gonna put it a little bit above cantaloupe because it does taste better. Coconut is an F. As a fruit, it's terrible. As a water, it's delicious, right? If you put it on like dried coconut, fantastic, delicious. You know, I love it. It's good. Coconut fresh is nasty. It's just not very good. I don't think there's anything else you can say about a good cherry. Cherries are an S. They're sour. They're sweet. They're delicious. They're easy to eat for the most part, right? You can take them on trips and spit them out the window. Cherries are delicious. Cherries are probably one of my favorite fruits. Cranberries, I'm gonna put them in an F, only because you can't eat a cranberry really by itself. It has to be in a jelly. It has to be in a sauce. It has to be something like that. Okay. Cranberries, you just can't eat them by themselves, right? It's impossible to eat a cranberry by itself because it's too bitter. It's too hard to eat a cranberry, right? Cranberries if I was considering it in like a cranberry sauce or jelly, I'd put it more in a C. But cranberries by themselves, no. You just can't do it, right? It's just, I would put coconut above cranberries because at least coconuts are more edible than cranberries in my opinion. Okay? Dates. I had dates before. It's hard to consider them in the fruit tier. They're really good. They're very, very flavorful. They're more of a Middle Eastern fruit, okay? They're good. I'd put them in a low B. They're too sweet. I don't like the flavor of them. They're really, really sweet. I would put dragon fruit in an A. Dragon fruits are good, right? Dragon fruit is good. It's just not quite... I wouldn't put it on the same level as a cherry. Dragon fruits are really good, though. If you've never had a dragon fruit, definitely try it. It has a really nice texture. It's almost crisp. It has these little tiny seeds in here that are flavorless and, like, crispy. Figs are a D, okay? Fresh figs aren't that good. They have a slimy, gross texture. They're sweet, but they're not, like, flavorful like some of the other ones, like a mango or something like that. Figs as a fresh fig are not very good, okay? I would put them above a coconut because they do have a better flavor. Actually, I put them above a blackcurrant as well. Below an apricot, though, for sure. Figs aren't very good fresh. Grapefruit. Okay, I actually quite like grapefruit, okay? A lot of people find them very bitter, but when you get what?
I'm just waiting to see what you do with grapefruit.
Grapefruit is worse than a banana. Probably in here. In the B.
Oh, green grapes.
No, green grapes are worse.
No,
red grapes are amazing. Red grapes are
You leave, Captain.
Red grapes are fantastic, okay? Red grapes are sweeter most of the time than green grapes. They usually stay firmer and are like firmer to normally than green grapes. I find green grapes, why do they call them white grapes? Green grapes squishier, right? Kiwis. Kiwis are tasty. I think kiwis are a low A. Kiwis are good. You can actually eat the peels too. You can eat into a whole kiwi. Kiwis are good. They have a little bit of a tropical flavor. They're easy to eat. They're cheap normally. They're like 60 cents each, if not less than that. Usually you can get a bag of them for like almost nothing. Lemons as a fruit by themselves are a D. Limes are a little bit better in a C, right? I could probably see myself actually eating a lime. I could never see myself eating a lemon. Meyer lemons aren't bad. When you get if you're talking about that, Meyer lemons aren't bad, but limes are just inherently better in my opinion. As a fruit, if you're just eating lemons and limes by themselves, they're not very good, right? They're too sour, right? They're not a good fruit by themselves. Okay, lychees. I don't really like lychees, but I do like them better than honeydew. Lychees have a weird, almost milky flavor. Lychees are good, but not great. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're good, but not amazing. Mangoes, S tier. I think I actually would put them above grapes. Mangoes are delicious, especially Atulfo mangoes, the yellow ones. The yellow mangoes are much better than the green mangoes. Mangoes are fucking amazing. Mangoes are amazing, dude. Mangoes are possibly one of the best fruits out there. I would actually put them below cherries because I love cherries so much. Mangoes are really, 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 really good. Really good. Okay, nectarines. I'd say nectarines are an A tier. They're really good, especially The only reason, in my opinion, they're not in an S tier, because I do really like a good nectarine, is because they're very seasonal. So, oranges. Now, if we're talking about mandarins, S tier. Probably a high B. Just a regular old fucking navel orange is probably a high B tier. Okay? Oranges are tasty. They're not bad. But they're not great. They're hard to peel at times if they're not a mandarin. Mandarins are very easy to peel. Papayas, I would put in the C tier. I don't like papayas are good. They're hard to get really well, like really fresh around here. Passion fruit. How many of you guys in chat who are still here and chilling with me have had a passion fruit before? How many of you guys have had a passion fruit? I have had passion fruit before. Okay. If you let me know who has had a passion fruit before. We're gonna come back to passion fruit, okay? A peach, I would say, is very similar to a nectarine. I would also put a peach in an A tier. Peaches are good. I don't actually. Let's put it down a little lower because I don't like the fuzz. A pear. Where do I put a pear? This is tough, man. This is tough to put it. I would put it above a green apple. I'd probably put it in here, in the B. Pears are good. They're not great. Bosch pears are pretty good. Bartlett pears are pretty good, but they're not as good as this list. This up here, in my opinion. A pineapple, S tier, easy. The only reason it isn't above grapes is because it is harder to peel. Pineapple is amazing. Plums are a C tier, probably below papaya. Plums aren't very good. I put them they're the better apricot, in my opinion. Okay, pomegranates are an A tier. They would be an S tier. I'm gonna put it below grapes. I would put it. Actually, I'm gonna put it below apples as well. Strawberries. Now this is going to be controversial, okay? I'm sorry. Strawberries are B tier. Okay, tangerines and S tier. They are what oranges should be all the time. Watermelon. I don't know how to rate you watermelon because okay, BZ, you can attest to this. When you were a kid, the seeded watermelons were just better, right? The seeded watermelons back then were just better. Oftentimes I find myself now, I go to the store and the watermelons just aren't as good. They just aren't as good. They're just like, they're not as flavorful as they used to be when we were kids. When I was a kid anyways. When I was a kid and you get the seeded watermelon, like the black seeded watermelon, they were really good. They were really good, okay? They're really good. I'm probably gonna agree with you here, Bees. I'm gonna put it below blueberries and put it in an A tier. I still like watermelon. There's nothing wrong with watermelon. I still think it's tasty. It's great on a summer day. It's hard to eat a whole watermelon. Asian pears are a C. Put them around lychees. They're good. They're not great. They're less flavorful. Asian pears are good, not great. Blood orange, an A tier. I'd put it below. Put it on the same level as pomegranates. Blood oranges are really, really good. They have a better flavor than these oranges. Okay, ground cherries. I think of these as gooseberries. Gooseberries are C, probably below limes. Pretty low on the tier. They're not very good. They have a bit of a bitter flavor. They're pretty decent, but they're not great. They're not incredible. Same thing with kumquats. I put kumquats in the same, like, probably actually lower than that. I put them in the D. Okay, this is the one I was waiting for, okay? Not a lot of you guys have had passion fruit before, correct? Not a lot of you guys have had passion fruit before. Passion fruit is a high A. Okay, when I'm talking about these fruits here, I'm not talking about dried. I'm not talking about sauces or jams or anything like that. I'm talking about just the fruit. Okay, just the fruit by itself.